There's a conversation to be had.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us. The Conversation to be Had podcast. We truly appreciate you guys for the support. Unfortunately, as of this recording, we're in the middle of the second longest government shutdown in American history. My heart goes out to the many of fellow Americans going through it right now, and there seems to be no end in sight. Cut to SNAP benefits, might happen in a few days, and Thanksgiving and Christmas is right down the road. So it's not looking good, people. Who's to blame and why? We're going to get into it. Bring my MAGA guests out.
What's going on? We got Nancy and Jen. How y'all doing? What's going on? It's good.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Welcome. We're going to talk about the government shutdown today. It's a lot of people out there hurting. It's not looking good. We're not looking like we're coming to any type of closure in the issue. Like I said, it's the second longest one we've ever had in history. So what do you guys think? Who should we be blaming on this one? Democrats, Republicans, Trump? Who?
It's the Democrats.
Who?
It's the Democrats.
Okay.
It's a clean continuing resolution of Biden's budget. The ones that the Democrats approved prior to Trump getting in office. They're doing it for show because Orange Man bad. They are trying to make themselves look better because they don't have any kind of platform. So this is their resist, just like 8 years ago.
So it was my understanding that the reason that the Democrats were not passing this bill is due to the cuts to healthcare. Is that not correct? Or that was in Biden's bill?
That was in Biden's bill. They sunsetted all those provisions because it was part of COVID. We don't need any COVID funding anymore.
Yeah, they were supposed to be temporary provisions.
Yes.
They were not supposed to go on to be permanent. And now they want them to be permanent. Like anytime you do something temporary, then they want to turn it to be permanent.
Yeah, because once you give something to somebody, they don't want it taken away.
Exactly.
So you're talking about the subsidies, right? The subsidies.
Yes, subsidies and the cap.
And the tax.
And the cap. Well, there's also a cap on, there's the cap and then the percentage of subsidy that you would get.
Right. And the thing is none of these even are due to be discussed or end in December. So there's no reason for them to even include this in the continuing resolution because they had 7 more weeks that they could actually sit down with Republicans and say, okay, this is what we want to do. We need to have a vote on it. That's not what they're doing. They're just saying, oh, nope, we're not going to vote for a continuing resolution because we want all this stuff. When you have a clean CR that just continues the budget, just vote yes for it. It's John Fetterman's got the perfect idea. I mean, he said, I represent Democrat and Republican constituents in Pennsylvania, and I'm not going to vote to keep their money from them.
Yeah.
Period. And there's reasonable Democrats that understand that they have 7 more weeks to discuss these subsidies.
Exactly.
And they're refusing to do it.
Yep.
It's political theater. It's all it is. Because Hakeem Jeffries wants to run for office. All these people want to run for office. Schumer's afraid he's going to get primaried by AOC. AOC's going, they can come talk to me. Well, no, you're not a leader. So it's political theater, and they prove it time and time again when they get on TV. Just like Schumer saying, every day that the shutdown continues, it gets better and better for us. No, it doesn't. There are more and more people are realizing it's the Democrats doing this. They put out a list of demands, and they're ridiculous.
See, the fact that the the extended benefits don't end until the actual end of the year. It's like Jen said, it's 100% on the Democrats for the shutdown. They wanted to start it next time if they couldn't come up with something. That's another story, but this time it's on Democrats 100%.
Oh, and by the way, the reason that we need the 60 votes is because the Democrats pushed the filibuster. Otherwise, we'd only need 51 votes and we'd have it and the government would still be open. But the Democrats love their filibuster when Trump was in office before. So they wanted to bring it back.
And they hated it when it was
and they were told when they brought the filibuster back that it was going to bite them in the ass. And that's exactly what it's doing to them now. Because theoretically, the Republicans could end the shutdown and say we're getting rid of the filibuster and we're doing the 51 votes, and they could do it. But they're trying to do it. They're trying to get it bipartisan. I see Chalo shaking his head. No. Why are you shaking your head?
You really believe that it's up to the Republicans to negotiate with the Democrats, or is it up to Trump to negotiate with the Democrats?
It's up to Congress to negotiate with each other.
Exactly. So
Trump could say, "Hey, you all need to come to the White House, and we all need to sit down and discuss this." Yes, and he has, and either he's refused to meet with them, or the Democrats have refused. It's happened both ways every time. So, whatever. But it's up to Congress for them to do it. That's their job.
It obviously hasn't happened like this ever, except for one time. It was worse than this, but it's never been worse than this except one time ever in history. And according to Trump's own words, it's the president's fault when you have a government shutdown. That's through him before he was even president or anything like that. Yeah, that's the responsibility. But like when I ask you who's responsible, you give him no blame, none at all.
Because it starts in Congress.
No,
it starts in Congress.
That's where it starts. Got me wrong, because I said he should have them at the White House sitting down.
You just said that like 2 seconds ago, but when I asked you who was to blame, both of you guys said the Democrats, like without a doubt. And what I'm saying is, when it really comes down to it, he's the one to blame because it's his responsibility, like you said 2 minutes ago, to get them in a room and get this straightened out. If you're so powerful and you're such a big shot and your word carries so much weight, then why not get these people? Why you got people out here not getting paychecks? And the people who are negotiating this are still getting their checks. That should be shut down immediately.
Some of them
I don't even understand.
Some of them have said they're not going to take their check.
I mean that's fine. That's fine. Probably because they saved up $1 billion in the bank.
Some of them have.
So my thing is this. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Okay, so my thing is this. Okay, I do think that Trump does bear some of the responsibility because he is president. You know what I mean, and he should be able to go in there. Exactly. And he should be able to sit these people down and say, hey, look, we got to get something sorted out here, because you got to think that the people that are getting hurt aren't them. It's not the legislators, the people up there in the White House or on Capitol Hill. It's us. It's us, the people right here. And so that's my biggest fear. And, one thing I've always thought was like government shutdown should never happen, because they become weaponized. And it's both parties do it. You know what I mean? Yep. Democrats do it. Republicans do it. They weaponize it. And the people that get hurt are us. So November 1st, we're going to start seeing where people are going to start losing their SNAP benefits. Right. WIC. Children are going to go hungry. You know what I mean? I think that's just absolutely asinine. That's absolutely wrong. You know what I mean? And if I believe so, Congress isn't even in session right now, is it? Are they even in session? Because
the Senate is. The House hasn't been.
The House hasn't. And then the House didn't the House pass a stopgap bill that the Senate shot down? Didn't that happen too? Yeah. I don't remember why the Senate shot it down, but that's something that needs to happen right away. But my thing is that I think that Trump controls the Republicans in Congress, and that's the reason why, a lot of this isn't coming to any type of compromise, because they don't want to go against Trump. I don't think Trump wants to open the government. I think he wants to shut down.
No, you're wrong. So, he's using tariff money.
Yes, he is.
To fund these programs. And he's talking about doing that for SNAP.
So
SNAP and WIC as well come
Yeah.
November 1st. If this isn't resolved, he's going to take tariff revenue and fund those programs.
so that's cool, right? But he's basically
Yeah.
using our tax money to fund something that was already using our tax money. You know what I mean? Like
Duh.
that's what tariff money
That's
is.
exactly
And it'll all
what-
get paid back to where,
Yeah.
once the government's open. And I get what you're saying, yeah, but I don't think he doesn't want the government open. I mean,
Let me ask.
So
Can
but-
Can I ask
Congress
you a question?
it's still there.
go. Yeah,
Go ahead,
quick.
Nancy.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Nancy. I'm sorry.
Okay, my question is, do you think the Democrats would negotiate with Trump?
Yes.
I think they would.
You-
I think
you
I think- I
do?
think- yes, I think that the
You think
problem
Hakeem
is
Jeffries will?
Well, it's the Senate. You think Chuck
Negotiate,
Schumer is
yeah.
gonna do that with Trump?
I honestly think that normally, right? I try not to pick a side when it comes to government shutdown, but this time I really do feel like the things that the Democrats are asking for is kind of the right thing to do. Like I have no problem with, you know what I mean? The healthcare, the subsidies,
Exactly.
the ACA.
Now
If
that
it's something
dreamer
we're gonna-
stuff,
But that's
you
not
can,
the
you can
point.
beat it with the
That's not
dreamer
the
stuff.
point.
Right.
That's
but-
really not the
do
point.
yet.
But and I also
No, it's an
don't want to
important
cut-
point. The healthcare is an
And-
important point.
But it's not
And
the
I was-
point.
7 weeks.
It doesn't even expire
Yeah,
until
but
the
what
end of the year.
I know, but what they're saying
And
is,
they had
so
4 years of a Democrat government that they could have fixed those sunset
You're right.
provisions.
I am not.
So,
I'm not denying that.
No,
But
don't
they
put
should-
it in now.
But what I'm saying is, it should be in because you're helping everyday Americans. I don't think healthcare.
They have 7 more weeks. They had 7 more weeks to do that. Mike
right.
Lawler introduced a bill in the House. Okay, Mike Lawler introduced a bill in the House that would address their issues. 11 Republicans in the House have already signed on to it, and none of the Democrats will sign it. I shouldn't say none. I think there was a couple, but the rest of the Democrats won't sign it. Why?
Because it was a Republican that introduced it.
No,
That's
I
why.
think the problem is that the Democrats, and including me myself, don't trust Trump because Trump has already said that the shutdown is the best thing that's going to happen. He can't wait to cut the. He remember when the first one happened and Elon Musk was all like, wait. Elon Musk was all like, hey, yeah, this is great. This is what should happen. Trump, he said, hey, this is great. The Democrats have just now allowed me to cut programs that we want to cut anyway. I don't think he wants the government open.
No,
This is
no, he says that. I believe he says that to use political pressure on the Democrats. Fine, you're not going to pass a CR. Then this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start doing this. Okay, he's putting pressure on them to sign.
But how evil is that? Like, I'm just going to cut government.
It's
I'm gonna cut
politics.
programs.
How evil is shutting down the government when you have another 7?
I understand
Yeah.
exactly. Like I understand what you're saying.
So, but I mean, how
the
evil is it
problem I
to
have
shut down
with
the
that-
government?
Yeah, but the problem I have with that is what you're playing with is other people's lives. It's not like anything that you're talking about is affecting you in any type of way. Healthcare, none of that stuff has any direct bearing on you personally. But you're in charge of thousands of millions of other people's healthcare and their lives. And you guys are sitting around having dinner, not coming to a conclusion, but it's not affecting you whatsoever. And that's what I got a problem with. You're still getting a paycheck. Now, if you shut down their paychecks and they don't get paid for the time that they even put in until they come up with an agreement, then I might, can understand the back and forth a little bit. But like when you're playing with other people's lives and you guys are, this is Democrat, this is because I'm neither. So like to hear this,
Right.
oh, this is Democrat, oh, this is Republican. It's all nonsense to me because other people are suffering and the people doing all this decision making, none of them are suffering. None of them are in
The
suffering.
people don't. The
and that's
people
not
don't
right.
need to be suffering right now. There is 7 more weeks to debate and to do something. It's not necessary to be going on now.
But
I'm
I'm
sorry.
gonna continue my
And,
point.
and for
I'm
that
gonna
reason
continue
and
my
that
point.
reason,
Continue my point. So, as the leader
Okay.
of the nation, of all the people, the Democrats and the Republicans, as the leader of everybody, I got to get something have to do. You guys got to sit in the room, especially if I'm him and I got the sway that I have where I could have Republicans shine my shoes if I want to. Like, that's, whatever. He got that type of power with them. So first of all, you have that type of sway and we are still in disarray like this. And you are the biggest culprit in all of that. Well, if you're not going to do this and I'm not, man, dude, you cannot be like that. You're the leader of the free world. And for you guys not to put any of that responsibility on him as a man and the leader of all of us, not just that Democrats and not just the Republicans, all of us, for you guys to not give him any responsibility or any weight for that. I just got a problem with that.
Nobody is saying that he shouldn't have them at the White House. Nobody's saying that. I said that. I said he should have them all sitting down in a room and he should make them make a deal. But you're talking about people that attended No Kings rallies and do nothing but speak about him being a king and this and that. But they don't want to put their say into government. They just want to resist everything that he does because it's him doing it. They couldn't even come out and say congratulations that he got a peace deal signed in Israel.
It doesn't matter.
You
You still
think
have to
those-
do it. You
those-
still have to do it because
But
I'm
do
the
you
leader
think
of the
those
free
people
world.
are going to sit down and actually look him in the face and say, okay, we'll pass this clean resolution?
They're not
Or
They
going
don't
to.
have to
just do
pass it
this?
with him. They don't have to look him in the face. He can go
but
sit.
that's what I'm
Like
saying.
what I'm saying is, he is the leader of the free world. If
He
he says, "Hey," like
but do
first of
you
all,
think-
he
listen.
runs the Republican Party. He runs that. That's his decision.
Yeah, the
If he
Republican
tells
Party.
them not to go
The
in the room, they're
Democrats
not going
will
in the room.
not listen to him. So even if he orders them to the White House, they're going to go, nope. I
Who,
mean,
the Republicans?
no, the Democrats.
The Democrats aren't going to do anything because it's
They got subpoenas into
Do you
Congress
honestly
to
think,
testify
and this
before
is what I'm trying
Congress,
to
and they
say, I'm
refuse
not
to show
either.
up.
I'm not either. But do you honestly think that the Democrats, knowing that this spoiled brat dude has invited you to sit down with these guys and have a conversation? He's not going to be there. This is between them, and he tells you to get in the room with them, and you guys figure this out. Do you think
Republicans will
that
do it.
Democratic? Hold on. Do you think that Democratic voters would stand for them to say, "Oh, we're not going"? Do you think that would happen?
No, but they do it
Exactly.
anyway.
So what you do, because I'm the leader of the free world, dude, Republicans, get your ass in the room. Democrats, they in the room, y'all get that handle. And don't come out the room. Don't come out the room till it's done.
So I believe that, let's see, in
'Cause that's
2013,
what a boss would do.
there was a 16-day shutdown under Obama, and there was over the ACA. Senate's
Again.
was run by the Dems. The Democrats wanted a clean CR. The Republicans wanted a few things in the ACA which, to be adjusted, which they felt would undercut it. So the public opinion went against the Republicans. Okay, why? Because they're Republicans, and that's how the media puts it, in my personal opinion. Obama didn't talk with them. Obama didn't sit down with them, but they backed down and they opened the government. Okay. The Republicans backed down and let the clean CR go through. Okay. That was 2013. 2018, we had unified Republican control. There was, because of the Senate having the procedural issues where you have to have 60 votes, there was an issue over DACA. Okay, that was the conflict, was DACA, and the Dems filibustered. Okay, deal was struck to take up DACA immediately after the CR passed. So, because of that deal, they got a clean CR. All right.
They were Connors. They didn't need them.
2018 shutdown. Let's see. The fight was about the border wall. Trump refused to sign without funds for the border wall. Trump took responsibility for it. Dems took over the House. Then the House having a simple majority, they could pass it. And then the Senate, they had to do, again, the 60 votes. But Trump took responsibility for it. Then he basically agreed to sign the bill because it went through the House and Senate, agreed to sign the bill, and then found a different way of financing the wall. All right. So that's how they got rid of that one. Let's see. In September 2023, we avoided a shutdown because Republicans bended and did a clean and agreed to the CR, doing a clean CR instead of making some of the changes that other members in the House wanted. That's why Congressman McCarthy lost the House Speaker job. So again, the Republicans conceded, okay? The Republicans concede over and over and over again. How about the Dems do something? There have been offers made to the Democratic Party to help do the cut down, and they are remaining hard, fast, set against doing it. Why? Because it's against Trump. That's why.
Tell me why they passed 13, not 2, not 3, not 5, not 10, 13 clean continuing resolutions under Biden and never addressed any of these issues.
Yeah.
Well, I think because Biden kept a lot of what Trump did in his first term alive, so it wasn't that big a deal. But I also think that we're in a different political climate.
If they were worried about it, they would have done it then.
There was one of the things I hated. He kept the tax cuts. He kept it. He didn't do anything about it. He kept all that. So
but they bitched about him, didn't they?
They should have. I bitched about him because they should have been like that. But I think because he kept a lot of that stuff alive, it wasn't that big a deal to him because, I mean, this is all about the rich. But we can get on that later. But here's the thing.
We're talking about Congress. We're not talking about the president.
But I think the reason why we're seeing things the way they are now is because you have a president right now that's doing everything unilaterally. Yes, you do. Executive order this, executive order that. He's bypassing Congress with everything he can do. But hold on, let me finish.
The big beautiful bill was unilateral.
So I think that the Democrats didn't have any say in that big beautiful bill. They didn't have any say in it.
They could have. I mean, they
which
voted.
is why they're doing what they're doing now.
Tell me why there was 7 Democrats not present to vote the other day for the shutdown.
What do you mean?
In the Senate. In the Senate.
Yeah, because they're not gonna. Not present doesn't mean not present is like a non-vote. That's so that it can't go through.
I know.
I mean, yeah.
I know.
That's the point.
They should have voted.
But the thing is that in this climate that we're having right now, and you got a president that's acting unilaterally, there's not too many levers that the Democrats have that they could pull, right, to get anything done that they want done in any type of manner, because he's not doing the proper channels for anything. So, and
you just proved my point. They're using this for leverage.
I'm not saying, I never said that they weren't. Yes, this is leverage. This is the only cards they got to play, right? But what they're using, but what they're doing though, but I don't see anything wrong with what they're asking for. I don't see anything wrong with it. Like, okay, if these are the leverage, this is your leverage, and you want to extend tax, you want to extend subsidies so people can have affordable health care. That's a bad thing. No,
they have 7 more weeks to debate that and do something.
Tell me
7 more weeks.
Tell me the 13 times under Biden that the Republicans did.
Why did they stop the stopgap bill? They could have done that. They could have voted for the stopgap bill. That could have gave them the 7 weeks. So what the Republicans want the Democrats to do is, hey, we'll pass this clean bill. We'll talk about that later. We can't trust that. We can't trust nothing that they say at this point.
So then you shut down 7 weeks later when it's actually going to expire.
What I'm saying is that it's not. This is the time now. The time now is for them to fight, and they're fighting for people like you, me, Chalo, all of us. This healthcare thing, it's going to affect everybody.
Why? Can I ask you, why is everything that's put in on a temporary basis has to become permanent?
What's wrong with
because once you give, then you can't take it away.
But what's wrong with having affordable health care? What's wrong with that?
It's not affordable. Have you?
It's who pays for it? Do you understand that insurance premiums go up because of subsidies and all these things? That everybody else who doesn't get subsidies pays more in their insurance because insurance rates go up because of subsidies. Did you know that?
what I'm saying is that I feel like that. Okay, so take away all the subsidies. So
No,
take away
I don't. I
subsidies.
didn't say that. I didn't say that. I'm saying
Subsidies.
we had subsidies before. I mean, I think there's compromises to be made, but I don't think you have to do the shutdown. And I think it's the
How about to go
Democrats.
after the health insurance companies and force them to lower their rates
I'm cool with that. That's cool too. But what I'm saying is
instead of
nobody's doing that.
instead of the
Nobody's-
government
they're not-
subsidizing it for everybody. Because I promise
not-
you,
but they're not going to.
the ACA is not.
They're not going
affordable.
to solve
It never has
healthcare
been. It's a
problems.
joke.
They're not going to solve the healthcare problems. You got to start with the costs to begin with.
Obamacare was the most damaging thing that happened to this country with the insurance companies.
Obamacare was a beginning, and then the Republicans did everything they could do to stop any of the things that could have made it even greater than what it could have been. It was just a beginning. He even said it himself. He said, "Hey, look." He said, "Hey, look. This is just a blueprint, and let's add on to it." But
nothing great about it.
I disagree. People beforehand couldn't get insurance. They could barely get the type of insurance they did. It opened up a marketplace. It was a great idea. But Republicans never, ever even gave it a chance. Remember the first thing McConnell said or whatever? Said that we're going to do everything we can do to stop whatever. Okay, the same thing that you talk about the Democrats now with Trump, they did with Obama. They said we're going to do everything we can do to stop them. So it's not like Republicans are innocent and all this. They've done it before too. Democrats are doing it
Obamacare is
now.
a disaster.
It's not a disaster.
The problem is the healthcare system itself.
Exactly.
And
It's
the problem with the healthcare system
the majority of
is
these
us,
fucking-
though. It's
No,
the American
the
people.
majority
Like,
of these people in Congress are in the pockets of the insurers.
I agree with that.
This is the thing, though. And it's all about the insurance, because a doctor has to pay millions of dollars in insurance every year. So
because
thus,
of lawsuits.
right. So that's when he works on you, he has to charge you, hundreds of thousands of dollars just to pay for his insurance before he even gets on the positive side of the board.
Yeah, but when a hospital
so like when you
charging
stop that, when you stop
$500 for an aspirin,
right? I paid $30 for a box of Band-Aids and they use one.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? When you stop all of that. I went on a $60,000 helicopter ride that's probably 45 minutes from here.
Yep.
Do you see what I'm saying? What kind of gas were you putting in that helicopter?
Yep.
An ambulance ride is $400, $800,
$700, $800. Yep.
Well, that's the key.
You got to stop
the key to
that
all the
stuff.
problems, that and fraud and all that.
Yep.
Everybody always goes to the health insurance, and it's not so much the health insurance; it's the initial cost to begin with.
Well, that's
what I'm
what
saying
Trump
is
was
if
trying to
you
do that in
eliminate
his
that,
first
then-
term. He was trying to make transparency in pricing at the hospitals, and he forced the hospitals to give you an itemized bill of everything that you were paying.
I mean,
And prior to accepting services.
The itemized $545,000 is nice that you itemized that $500,000 for me, but I still know nothing I can do with that. It has to not be $500,000. That's the point.
You can look at things and say, okay, I'm not going to take that aspirin, or I don't want that IV or whatever.
But how do I know?
You know what I mean?
How do I know to do that if I'm in their care and they say that's what's
Right.
Well, plus you usually need what you're getting.
Yeah,
well,
what I'm saying is our
always.
society, and that's why you look at countries that are way financially lesser than us, and like how you go over there and get free healthcare. Y'all don't even have electricity damn near. How the hell you got free healthcare? And it's because you can't go over there and sue a doctor for $30 million.
Right. They don't have
like
the
that.
litigious society.
Yeah.
And they don't have
If we get rid of that,
that
I'm not saying get rid of litigation, but I'm just saying in the hospital realm, like we got to stop all that, because it's affecting how we can even receive care. So I mean, if you don't make any money, how, like, the helicopter ride is 3 years worth of pay for you? That how can you even send somebody a bill for that?
Yep.
I know.
I'm looking at the bill because insurance sends it to you before they're paying it, but they're sending it to you, show you what they're paying. I'm looking like, why would you even send a $60,000 helicopter bill to my house? Why?
And why
that makes
is it
no sense.
$60,000?
Yes, exactly, huh?
But you know what's even crazier? If you don't have insurance and you're going to pay cash in advance, it's a third, maybe even a fifth of what the actual cost is.
It's
Yeah.
self-pay.
My husband
Yeah,
had to
so-
have an ultrasound. You know what they charge if it's with insurance?
Mhm.
$1,100. You know how much I paid? $300.
No, that's
Well, I
real.
just
I used to
assumed if
work-
I didn't have
It's not
insurance, I
right.
wouldn't. I
It's
wouldn't
not
have took
right.
the helicopter
I,
ride.
no,
Yeah.
I used to work for an EMR software company, electronic medical record company. It's called self-pay. So if you go into like an urgent care
Mhm.
clinic and you say you want to be self-pay, so let's say
Yep.
a $350 visit, they'll probably charge you maybe
$100.
$175 or
Yep.
something like that. You know what I mean? It's cheaper because when you self-pay. But when they charge
Yep.
the insurance, that's where they up the prices lots of times.
And why is that? Why is that allowed?
I agree.
If they can get away with charging you the cash price,
hmm
why can't they charge the insurance company that same cash price?
I think because if they
And I don't
if
want to
they
hear because
did
of billing and it takes 30 days to get paid and blah blah
no
blah.
I
No.
think if they did that, then they wouldn't get in enough money to keep the hospital running the way
That's
it does.
not true. That's not true.
Charles is going to hate my
absolutely
answer.
not true.
You know
That's
what
how
my
they.
answer is?
That's where they make their money. I think it's a different way of subsidizing.
Charles is going to hate my answer. You know what my answer is, Charles? Because capitalism.
Oh, shut
Give him
up.
something for free.
Because no, that's not what I'm saying. Though. I mean, really think about it, though, right? You know,
No,
really
but on the
think about
healthcare, I don't have the capitalist mindset on the healthcare. I believe if somebody's hurting, man, just take care. You can't let people die.
Well, they're
You know,
required to. They're required
Yeah,
to take care of you
and-
if whether you have insurance or not.
And
They
it's like
can't
for you to
deny
even-
you care.
Yeah, for you to even fix yourself up to, send people, $500,000, $700,000 bills. I mean, for what? You sending a bill that costs more than the whole block you're sending it to. You know what I mean? That makes no sense. But we do that, and then we say, oh, well, half the country doesn't have health care. Well, hell, half the country ain't rich. And that's the problem we got to deal with. So, like, if we see other countries, like I said, there's a lot of other countries that are not as powerful economically as us, and they're doing it. You got to copy that style. The reason you're not copying that style is the money involved in it.
And see, that's one of the things why. That's one of the reasons why I did like the ACA, because one of the things that it did, it required insurance companies to allow people to get preventative care for free. And I think that when you give people preventative care, you catch a lot of these bigger issues early on before they become big. And I think that was a really great idea with the ACA. Another good thing that I liked about the ACA is they gave clinics and stuff money to move from paper charts to electronic medical records. And that helped stop a lot of the fraud. It's helped stop a lot of the mistakes that were happening with the billing, overcharging, and everything like that. I thought that was another great idea with the ACA. There's a lot of good ideas with the ACA that helped with the healthcare. The problem is that it was met with a lot of resistance to where it wasn't like built on. It was supposed to be the ground floor. It was supposed to be something to start. It wasn't supposed to be something that this is the end, this is the program. No, we're supposed to build on it. Let's build on it. Nobody.
They couldn't even get the website right from the beginning. I mean, that was a train wreck.
Web building websites isn't easy, and when they crash,
Didn't say it was, but when you're a government agency and you're touting this wonderful healthcare system that you're going to build up, have it ready prior to your release date.
I just think that
insurance costs went up for anyone who wasn't subsidized. Insurance costs skyrocketed and coverage decreased. So if you didn't fall in the ACA, you got screwed. Okay.
Yep.
Nobody talks about that. You're only talking about the people who got something.
Who benefited from it. But
personally,
I had insurance at the time, and my insurance was excellent. And then the ACA came out, and forget it. My premiums doubled, almost tripled, and I lost a lot of the benefits from my health insurance.
It's not. I understand that, Janet, but I don't think, and this is just my opinion, I don't think it's the cause of that bill that affected that. I think it's the fact. See, I mean, that's how insurance works. We have to pay. If you can afford to pay insurance, then you pay for basically people who can't afford to pay insurance. That's the way it's working for us. And it's only because, like I said, our insurance is so god awful expensive. Like there's the bills that a normal working person makes, they could never afford to pay. Somebody has to pay those bills. What you just said
doesn't make sense, because if the ACA was supposed to bring all these people to get insurance that couldn't afford it, why did my insurance go up when more people were getting insurance?
Because they couldn't afford it. Down. You're paying for it.
Yeah. I'm not paying
for it. You just said what I said didn't make any sense. That's what I'm saying.
You're
paying for it because you can afford it. They can't afford it.
Yeah, I couldn't afford it after that happened.
They're putting the slack off on you. That's that.
But that's what happened. A lot of people couldn't afford it.
So and who are they to determine what to have insurance? So if they had insurance, I shouldn't have been paid for them if they had insurance because of the ACA. But that's not what happened. The reverse happened. Just like you could keep your doctor if you like your doctor. Oh, well, that didn't happen either. The whole thing was a train wreck, and I don't know how anybody can say that it was any good. And it's still terrible. And another thing that doesn't make sense to me is like Medicaid. Medicaid does not cover dental except for children. But the adults are the one that need it. And you want to talk about preventative stuff. People that have diabetes, if they don't take care of their teeth start rotting out of their head, and then they get worse problems with their diabetes and they're on Medicaid and they can't get help for their teeth. That's absurd.
Yep.
So you agree that Medicaid? So you agree that Medicaid should be stripped, right, of money? We shouldn't be like defunding Medicaid, right?
They're not defunding Medicaid. They're getting rid of people that shouldn't be on it.
And that's the difference.
No, I don't think they should be defunding Medicaid. I don't think anything should come away from Medicaid. They should be adding to it because our country is obese and sick. And
go ahead.
That's the other thing. Our cultural lifestyle is part of the problem as well.
Yeah.
Because that's why there's so many illnesses, so many sicknesses, is because of our lifestyle as well. You know, we're the fattest country.
Lazy society.
And when you have fat people, you increase heart. No, it isn't.
No, not anymore.
Well, no, the Big Mac it is, but the meal isn't.
It used to be. It used to be.
But the meal isn't.
$12. I'll get a Big Mac.
So
crazy.
So this is the thing, though. But the big beautiful bill, it reduces Medicaid by Medicaid spending by roughly $1 trillion. Over 10 years. So, I mean, if you guys don't think
spending on people that don't belong on it.
Like who?
Yes.
Like illegals. And we already had this discussion yesterday.
All right. Let's not even say illegals.
Wrong on the last podcast.
Let's not even say illegals. Let's say the people who just came over here that Biden allowed them to get on insurance, where it used to be you had to be here 5 years.
Country.
Exactly.
Medicaid.
So people coming here should not be able to automatically get Medicaid. It should be for the United.
We already had this discussion.
Undocumented immigrants don't get Medicaid. They pay taxes into the program.
No, Rashawn,
they don't pay taxes.
Rashawn, anybody
into the country by Biden.
Let me ask you something.
They pay taxes illegally. Stop it.
They do pay taxes. They pay over almost $100 billion. They pay $100 billion in taxes every year almost. They do.
How? How do they come up with that number? How do they come up with that number?
Hey, people, the government isn't shut down over illegal aliens. The government.
No, but the
sunset provisions, though, honey. So yes, it is. That's why the Republicans will not sign off on it.
No, hold on. I mean, I get they're always gonna throw that in there. The Dreamer stuff is what you're talking about. They're always gonna throw that in.
I'm talking about the Medicaid for paroled illegal immigrants.
The only people
that is part of the sunset provision.
Take out the illegal. Just take out the illegal. They're allowing people who have just come over to get Medicaid, and they shouldn't. That's all. Yes, they are. Biden signed a provision for the people coming over. That puts a strain. That puts a strain on our health care, and it needs to not be done.
Here's the thing, right? This is what they do, right? It's not even Democrat or Republican, okay? It's the elite. What they got us doing right here is what they do is they blame a certain subsect of people, right? Saying, hey, look, they're the ones taking from you, but it's not really them. They just gave tax cuts, trillions of tax cuts to the rich, right? But they're saying, hey, we're going to cut. They're also going to cut $1 trillion out of Medicaid, right? But they're saying like, hey, it's the immigrants that are the problem. And they're not the problem. They're not the problem at all. We got money for all this. We got money for healthcare. But it's just that we're seeing the biggest, wealth transfer in like history right now. Because all that money that they're stripping from us for things that we benefit from is going to that top 1%. And the fact that we're sitting here arguing over immigrants is exactly what they want to happen. That's what they want.
How is it going to them? I want to know, because if they already have all this money, why do they need more?
What do you think the tax cuts are, Jen? Why are we giving all these tax cuts to people that are already rich, filthy rich?
Well, we had this discussion about taxes before. I don't think anybody should pay taxes personally. That's just me.
I, on the other hand, I see no issue with having the rich pay a little bit more than they do. I don't, because they have tons of
right now. Hold on.
Okay, they have tons of loopholes to, and they benefit more from policies, and they help control policies. So I really don't have an issue with the very wealthy paying more in taxes. I think the amount that they expect that the Democrats try to get them to pay more in taxes is absurd, but I have no issue with them having to pay more. I really don't.
I'm glad we agree on that, because I mean, honestly, I think that this is why they get away with.
Sorry about that.
But that doesn't change. But that doesn't change that wasting our money on places that it shouldn't be put is not something we should look at too.
Yeah, so
that doesn't mean that just because. That doesn't mean like they should pay more, but that we should still allow a lot of waste, because a lot of people don't want to pay more because there's a lot of waste. And if you get rid of a lot of the waste, then they don't mind so much paying more.
Well, let me ask you
this. That's how a lot of people feel too. Not everybody, but that's how a lot of people feel as well. I'm sorry, I don't. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Would you consider SNAP benefits a waste?
I think it depends on the limits that you go to. See, if you want to know my feelings about welfare and what happens, I think it's terrible that people who are at a certain level, they need this help. They start to improve themselves. They make a little more money, and their benefits get decreased that same amount. I think it's counterproductive to people achieving. I think it should be, as you do make more money, I don't think your benefits should be cut until you get to a certain thing, and then you start gradually weaning them off it. I have a totally different philosophy than the Republicans, but I'm also not like the Democrats that think everybody should be able to have everything for free. I don't believe that. But I do believe the way the Republicans do it is wrong too.
And I agree with Nancy on that. Totally agree with Nancy on that, people. That was, man, because I mean that's how I feel about it. I mean, I don't think that like you should be on it forever, but
right.
I think that there should come a point where like if you are on it, they got to wean you off, and then that way it doesn't make you get in the comfort zone. You have to really push it. Oh, my time is up. I only got 6 months left, so I better get off the
I just think there's a better way of continuing to encourage and lift people. And it's not by saying, as you're starting to do better, you're going to be in the same place you were. I think it's gives you more incentive to say, okay, I'm doing better. And so instead of cutting you down evenly, take off $10 or something. You know what I mean?
I have a cousin. So that
you're still doing better than if you were just on benefits.
I have a cousin that's like 40 something, 45 maybe. I'm not sure how old she is. She's got three kids, and she's got grandchildren now. I mean, her kids have grown up and they've kind of like moved out. I think maybe just her son lives with her now. She has been on Section 8 since she had her oldest, and her oldest is like 30, 28, something like that, and has a couple of kids of her own. And she had her boyfriend living with her illegally the whole time she was on Section 8. She did not get married. She did not get married to him, so she didn't lose her Section 8. and she makes big money because she has worked as a bartender and a restaurant manager. So she gets paid under the table, and her boyfriend gets paid under the table. They're making thousands and thousands. I mean, taking 3 kids to Disney World and Disneyland or Disney World every year for years on end. How do you do that on Section 8? That's not
Well,
how it's supposed to be. And she's still on it, and her kids are grown. It's insane. And there should be stops. There should be
There's a lot of abuse of the
yeah,
system, and that's
like
part of
Nancy
the
Yeah,
said,
problem.
it should be
there
a
should be
time limit. Like
guardrails
when you
in
get on
place.
it, you got a time where it's like after X amount of time, especially just depending on your situation. Everybody's situation isn't the same.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's get that out the way first.
But there should
But
be
like depending on
guardrails
your
in place for
depending
that.
on your situation, like let's say you're a normal person, you just struggling right now. Okay, here we go. You got 2 years worth of these benefits. Now, if you only use 6 months of it, like kind of like unemployment, like you only use 6 months of it, you still got a year and a half left. So if you get a job, get off of it, and then you happen to fall back off, you still got a year and a half left. Something of that nature.
Or
That's
they should be weaned off of it
yeah.
Yeah. Either way, like it's
slowly.
same
You
principle.
know,
Same
But
principle is you don't
start
just get.
cutting them slowly.
You want people to still. A lot of people don't understand when you are poor and you grow up poor and it's mentally, it's really hard to stay positive and work hard and go forward for a lot of people. It can be demoralizing. It can be difficult. So when you're getting the help, and if you start doing well, rather than cutting you back down so you feel like you're not
Getting
really
ahead.
moving anywhere,
Yep.
it just demotivates. And we're just talking human nature, it's a fact. It's really hard for poor people who are struggling to eat good food and don't have any relief from all the pressures of being poor. Mentally, it's very hard to be so pull up by your bootstraps, whatever that stupid expression is. It's a lot harder to actually move yourself forward when you're being when you have all these
Excuse me,
issues,
sir.
because mentally you have so much dealing with just surviving day to day. It's really hard to advance yourself. So that's why my feeling is definitely with people who are on welfare. They shouldn't have their things cut so that they stay equal. They should say, I'm working, and it's getting better, and I'm improving, and I'm taking care of myself, and I can do this. And then you get to a point where I don't need this anymore. So, you take them totally off it, but you kind of wean them off, keep their incentive going. Don't penalize them for working.
Right.
Is kind of my thought process.
There's a
Don't
very weird
penalize them for
cutoff to
working.
that, too.
Don't penalize them for trying. Okay?
Yeah,
Don't penalize when I'm trying to improve.
They
That's
have
how I feel
odd
about it.
cutoffs too. Like you could be like $1 over, and it's like, oh nope,
Yeah.
no benefits anymore,
Yeah.
and it's ridiculous. Like but I also think as part of that, they should have like financial counseling. And
Yeah. It could be a lot of other things to do.
because
Yeah.
there are people that don't know how to budget money. They don't know
Yeah.
how to shop. They don't know how to prepare meals.
Yeah.
I know somebody that gets boxes and boxes of food from the food pantry. They deliver it to her. She gives it all away because she doesn't cook. It's like, why are you taking that then? Why do you take these boxes of food if you're literally not going to eat anything except for maybe like the cookies that they put in the box? Because you're not going to cook food. And that's the kind of thing that I see, that it's like there's so much that can be done to fix that. And yeah, help people learn how to cook again, learn how to budget, learn how to shop, and that's one of the things I agree with them taking away, like the sodas and the candies and all the crap that they were allowing on SNAP, so that people actually are buying healthier food, because that's what it should be.
So
And, and see,
the only thing I gotta say real quick is, I get that, people should eat healthier, but it's kind of hard because you got a lot of food deserts, right? So a lot of people that live in urban areas, they don't have these type of stores where they can go buy healthy food. They use the bodega, they use the corner store, places like that. So you got like a mom that might be, a single mom that's working, at 60 hours a week or something like that. And the only things that she can buy is like those pizzas, some soda, some real, junk basically that you get at the bodega. So
They don't
and
do
it's unfortunate.
Instagram.
Water's a lot cheaper than soda.
Instagram. There's delivery services now.
I know, but it's not. What I'm saying is that costs money. That costs money though. So like if you can do Instacart and stuff like that, it's not free. So you're taking away some of the money from them that they so desperately need. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the soda thing or anything like that. I'm just saying that it's not feasible in a lot of areas. That's all.
Well, again, 7-Eleven sells soda and they also sell water. Water's a lot cheaper than soda.
No, water is water. Well, some water, yes, but
I buy a case of 40 of these for $4.
Then you can get an enhancer, water enhancer.
12-pack of soda is $12.99.
But see, it isn't just the food deserts. I mean, you could probably look this up, Rashawn, but I mean, I would be safe to say a lot of Walmart's money comes from SNAP.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They take SNAP.
See, and that was what the dichotomy I was going to get into. You have a whole nother economy that exists because of SNAP. You got those bodegas you were talking about, the little mom and pop stores. You got Walmarts. You got, like where I'm from, Jewels, and, your different groceries, your Publix and stuff like that, things of that nature. Even when it comes to the Section 8, those people on Section 8 are renting from somebody like me. And so you have a whole economy on that side that operates because of that. So,
and a lot of landlords love Section 8 because it's guaranteed money.
Yeah,
exactly. So, I mean, you have to kind of, like I said, this has to be looked at as you can't just like take it away or just slash it like Nancy said. You have to kind of do a weaning process, like this, like that. And I mean, nothing's perfect. And I think that's what, as a country, we got to understand. Nothing's perfect. We're not going to, get everything right, but we got to talk about, we can't do the whole, well, I'm not, we're just going to shut down. You go your way, I go my way, and they don't want to do this and they don't want to do. I mean, these are adults, it's not kids in the room. It's an adult in the room that are getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to not do their job. Us as the American people, we got to hold them accountable. I don't care if you're glazing Trump's balls, dude. You got to get in there and, dude, because, shoot, how many flights was delayed to the airport when you went, Sean? I mean, all of them was an hour and a half behind when I was flying out of Houston. I mean, you got air traffic controllers, which is a hectic job. I mean,
they're all
not getting paid.
Shutdown to end.
Yeah, I mean, why aren't they getting paid? I mean, what the hell do they got to do with whatever y'all arguing about in that room? It just so happens they're a government worker, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't do the whole.
I feel bad for them. So
you can't talk about it tomorrow because
resolution. Do you know what a clean resolution is? It means go on as currently slated.
Yep.
I mean, because you got to. I mean, I can understand doing that, and if they chose to do that, I'm not going to be against that. But my point is this: you're paying each one of these individuals, however many it is, hundreds of thousands of dollars. We are us.
Yeah,
us. We're paying that. Why the hell do they get to just leave the room when they don't? Well, I'm just tired of arguing with them. No, dude. I mean, that's what I'm paying you $250,000 a year for, to go in there and argue, and you better get it handled or you're not going to be in there next year. We got to start doing that as a people.
Jen, can you do me a favor? Because as you know, until I get another
look up on my phone.
I can't look up stuff. Can you look up what the Republicans have offered the Democrats I know there was something, but I don't
I
know what it
just
was.
had it. Hold on.
Mike Johnson.
So, yeah, bear with me a second.
But yeah, I mean, this is ridiculous, man. I don't understand. If you owned a company and you had
Yeah, you can't
a
do
bunch
that.
of people that you're paying each of them over $250,000 and they're supposed to solve whatever problem it is for you, you would never accept, I'm tired of John. He gets
It's
on my nerves.
it's
He wants this and I want to do it this way. Whatever, dude. If you want this
it's
check, you better figure it
almost
out.
comparable to a strike.
Yeah, I mean,
What's
Yeah.
going on?
it's crazy how we as the people accept that. That's that. Like I said, because I'm not Democrat and I'm not Republican, so I don't have nobody to blame. I'm sitting here looking like, hey, dude, that's your job, and you get paid very well to do it. How are you at the diner kicking it, and you got and it's people out there not getting their check because of you? That's
So
the point I'm making.
the short-term funding bill was a 4-week extension to provide time for negotiations rather than the 7-week one. And then increase funding for security of members of Congress, federal judges, and officials in response to rising threats. Let me see if I can find more because
No, you're right. They said October 25th, Republicans have offered Democrats a short-term government funding bill to avert a shutdown. This
Right.
proposal, which passed the House, would extend funding through November 21st at existing levels and include additional security measures for each branch of government. However, Senate Democrats are demanding the reversal of recent health care program cuts as a condition for the agreement. In response, Senate Majority Leader John Thune has urged Democrats to moderate their demands, suggesting that a shutdown could be avoided if they dial back their health care subsidy requests. He emphasized that a short-term funding bill could prevent a shutdown if at least 7 Senate Democrats join Republicans in support. Despite these offers, Senate Democrats remain firm in their stance, with Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer stating Democrats are open to negotiations but need to address health care funding issues before agreeing to a deal. And then pass continues.
So
Now,
whose fault do you think?
Hold on. One of the other things that the Democrats want is to walk back pocket rescissions. They want to ban pocket rescissions that the president can do. And some of the pocket rescissions that Trump did was he cut the $24.6 million to climate resilience in the Honduras, $13.4 million to civic engagement in Zimbabwe, $3.9 million to LGBTQI plus whatever democracy grants in the Balkans, $2.9 million to desert locust reduction in Africa, and $2 million to organizing for feminist democratic principles in Africa. That was part of the rescissions that they want. The Democrats, they want those programs back in order to sign off on the continuing resolution.
Wait, what do they call pocket rescissions?
Yes. They're rescissions that the president can make to congressional funding, congressionally approved funding. So, Congress approves funding for stuff and then the president can cut those funds. And that's what he did to those programs.
This is what it's called, Jan. God,
Chalo.
get it right.
That's what I said. Chalo.
You missed them letters.
Did I miss the I?
Yeah, so that's excluding some people, I assume.
We're
all about inclusion. We're all about inclusion.
I am not on that list.
So
I am not on that list.
So while I think that some of those, those decisions that Trump made were, as far as the pocket decisions that he took were good. And the problem isn't that the problem isn't with what he cut. The problem is that they want to cut back some of the rescissions for the money that Congress has already appropriated. So there's other stuff that he's trying to cut that Congress has already appropriated that you can't do. That money's already out there. So you know what I mean? That money's already spent, basically. And so
I don't know. He's the executive. I think he can do.
No, but basically, what they're trying to do is say, hey, look, man, you got to play by the rules. This money's been appropriated. Right. they're not trying to hold on. They're not trying to say that hey, maybe those programs, the ones that you said, they do sound a little suspect, right? But at the same time, that money was appropriated, and so if he can cut those, what about other money stuff? Other money for programs that are good that shouldn't be cut. The president shouldn't have that power just to do that.
But if he does have the power to do that, which is what Jen said, because they're pocket provisions, then he's not doing anything wrong. They just don't like it.
Yeah.
No,
and
it's not.
By the way, they expire on the 30th of September. That deadline has already passed, and they're still asking for that money back.
Right. The president shouldn't be able to cut money that's already been appropriated by Congress. That shouldn't happen.
Right. All right. Is it worth shutting down and making the people suffer?
I don't think anything's worth shutting down the government, making people suffer.
Thank you. It's not.
Who's that side?
It's not.
So
instead of attending a no fucking kings rally, which we don't have a king, go into your fucking office and get shit done.
And aside from that,
they do.
I think the blame falls on each side, though. I don't believe.
Well,
hold on. I don't think it's one side.
Let me ask you one question. What concession have the Democrats made? What compromise have they attempted to make?
They have no compromise to make because everything's been in that big beautiful bill. They never had a chance to put anything in the first place. So there's nothing to compromise on there.
So what? It's passed.
Given the opportunity, and
so when the ACA passed, it was the same thing, Rashawn. When the ACA passed, it was the same thing. Republicans didn't have a leg to stand on, so they closed the government, but they backed down. Okay, so my point is, Republicans have said, why don't we do this? And we can talk about what your issue is. And they're still saying no.
Yeah, they gave them an off ramp and they still refuse.
They're giving them some tools to work with, and they're still saying no. So you tell me why they're doing it.
What I'm saying is that when they passed the big beautiful bill, there was nothing in there that the Democrats put in it. There was not one policy.
What about the Inflation Act?
So, that's the way it works.
Did the Republicans put anything in that? An Inflation Reduction Act?
I know, but you're asking what concessions have they made? They have no concessions to make. They don't have.
I'm talking regarding the shutdown. What their demands for the shutdown are.
What do you mean for the
The Republicans are trying to work to get the government open. What are the Democrats doing?
They're saying, "Hey, look, if you want the government open, man, you can't take.
Give me what I want.
Yeah.
Give me what I want.
It's my way.
Give me what I want, and then I'll open the government. Give me what I want, or I'm not doing it.
Why are you
going to rallies and acting like stupid idiots?
Don't take people's health care. I think that's kind of a noble thing.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's noble. It's a question of what are we doing about.
Nice.
What about the moral? What about the moral thing? Morally, you don't think people should be able to have affordable health care? You think they should keep stripping away the health care? No.
So morally,
it's got nothing to do with it. That's got nothing to do with shutting down the government.
Not get paychecks and still have to go to work for weeks on end for something that hasn't even expired.
And they've been given an olive branch. Let's talk about it for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah. What's moral about that?
Rather than waiting till the end.
That goes to just like I said, dude. When you're the boss, you gotta we gotta stop all this bullshit. We gotta go get in that room, call the Democrats. You guys figure it out, dude. This is ridiculous.
He has said that, and
I mean,
Obama didn't do it.
Okay, hold on. Let's be real. He didn't do that, Jen. You've heard him talk. You can't yell and scream when you're trying to get something accomplished. You have to learn. You have to learn how to shake it. When you think people are everybody's not going to let you just bully them. Well, everybody's not going to do that. Some people are going to cower to you, but some people, you doing that bully stuff, all that does is makes them want to put now they can't hear anything you're saying. They just got their dupes up. They ready to punch you in the face.
That's right. Call me Hitler enough times, and I'm not gonna want to talk to you either if you call me Hitler. And you constantly
please stop, Nancy, because that man has called everybody in the world, everything in the world, and I'm not even I told you, I ain't even know Democrat or Republican, but you sound crazy with that because he's the first person to call somebody a name. So don't he's
Not
a victim.
Hitler.
Oh, they call him Nazi, they call him Hitler, they call him a
There's
lot
a
of
big
stuff, and
difference between calling
he
There
calls
somebody a
is.
people a lot of
pig.
stuff. But listen to
There's a
it
big
goes
difference
back to what
between
I'm
calling
saying.
somebody a pig
He
and
is
calling somebody a Nazi or Hitler. There's a huge difference, and there is no fucking comparison.
So, dude, this man called Barack everything in the book. He's not even a citizen.
He did not.
He's not.
He called him everything in the book.
I think we're arguing just.
Yeah, this
Charles
is
is
gonna
right,
get crazy.
but
So
what I'm saying is,
this is good. No, hold on. This is gonna get crazy. Now you feel like this dude just Nancy. See, that's what I'm trying to say. Like that's where the unrealism comes in. Like I get you like him, but don't act like he doesn't bully every single person. He is a freaking bully. He talks about people. He talks about your wife. If you're fat, he will call you fat.
I know. I
Nancy.
don't like the way Trump talks. I
Okay,
know
so
that.
stop
I don't
saying,
like that.
Right, so for you
That's
to say,
not.
well, if you
That's
call
got
him,
nothing
if you
to
call
do
him
with.
this, he should block it out, and he gets mad when you call him this. So what? You're the leader of the free
What I'm
world.
saying
People are
is,
going to
it's
call
going
you
to be.
names. Just like
You know,
if you're an
the
adult,
Democrats
bro.
have been calling Republicans names for decades. And I got pretty sick of it. And you know why
Republicans
people
didn't
like
call
Trump is
Democrats
because he
names.
started giving it back. And that's why a lot of people initially liked
No,
Trump.
he's just
Because we got tired of being called racists, homophobes.
Nancy, he was a Democrat for the whole time. And first of all, he's just an a-hole. He
Look,
doesn't
this
do that
is
because
about
he
Trump,
doesn't
if
do
you ask
he
me.
doesn't he doesn't do it because he's a Republican getting back at Democrats. He does it because he's an a-hole.
This
That's
isn't
why he
about
does
Trump
it.
to me. All right. My hatred or love of Trump, either way, isn't affecting how Congress is handling themselves.
Yes,
They
it
are not
is. That's what I
handling
keep-
themselves the right way. And they are
Nancy, that's what
using
I'm trying to
they
tell
are
you.
using hatred against Trump to try to get what they want. That's what they're doing. They're doing anything they can to go against Trump. And that I believe, and I don't think they're looking for the benefit of the country because they've been giving an off ramp. Sorry, got a hair in my mouth. They've been given an off ramp to let's talk about it and see if we can negotiate. For all you know, Thune and Trump have been talking and they say, do this. All right. They've been negotiating. As Obama once said, elections have consequences. So the fact that they didn't, get things in the one big beautiful bill that they wanted, too bad. Elections have consequences. To suddenly use all that and say, okay, we're going to shut down the country. We're not going to pay the people because we want our healthcare subsidies to go that were temporary, that were supposed to sunset, that weren't supposed to be permanent. Well, too bad. We're going to say you have to do that or we're not going to let the country get paid. So then the Republicans come back and say, well, first it was Lawler saying, well, let's do a healthcare bill in the House, get it passed and have it go on. They won't do that either. There were 11 Republicans who signed on to that bill and the Democrats wouldn't put that one through. And that was addressing their concerns. All right. They wouldn't do that. All right. For what reason? I don't know, because then they didn't have any leverage for something else that they would want to fix. So then you have the Republicans saying, okay, let's do the 4-week thing. All right. So we can discuss this. We'll continue it on for 4 weeks so people can get paid. People don't lose their food stamps. And then we can debate it and argue about it. And then at that 4-week point, we still have 3 weeks before it sunsets. So then you can shut down the government. But they won't do that. So don't tell me that's because of Trump. That's because of them, period, in my opinion.
No, I'm not saying I wasn't giving it a cause. What I was giving it is as the leader of the free world. It doesn't matter whatever is going on. You gotta grow up and stop all that tantrum stuff. Get them.
No one else did it. Nobody else did it. Obama didn't go to Congress and work with them. Nobody else did it.
Why do you always
the presidents?
Why do you guys bring other?
Because you're holding the situation as if it's the president who is supposed to fix it when it's always been Congress. All right.
Wait.
Well,
So,
Donald Trump said the president is supposed to fix it. He out of his own mouth. I've heard it on several occasions. When he wasn't president, that's what he was. He was saying that he was.
That's why he took responsible the other time.
Hold on. And I believe his words wasn't it like no matter what, he's the president and it's his job to get them together. What wasn't that what he said?
Before he was
pull it up,
president.
Sean.
I don't know.
It's 2013.
Right, before he was president. Before you get in there and you know what it's like.
And you can say a lot of things prior to being in that role.
If we're gonna do what about
he was saying how he feels, how the normal man feels. It is the president's job. That's how the normal man feels. I'm the normal guy. I ain't a Democrat. I ain't a Republican. That's how I feel. Like, do whatever. It's your job to get him in the room, and that's how he felt at the time. But now all of a sudden he's president, and now that's not the case.
And what's crazy to me is y'all you keep
I'm ready
saying,
for the
like,
what?
Hold on. What's crazy is you guys keep saying like it's like this is just something that the Democrats have done. The Republicans have done the same thing. We're gonna do what about it? Mitch McConnell said the single most important thing for them was to make sure Obama was a one-term president. And then,
I know.
And the priority was to make sure that they blocked anything when it came to his policies. So I mean,
but they didn't.
Yes, they did. So,
they blocked some, but not everything.
What I'm saying is that we can't act like this is just.
It's not.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
I see. You're showing what he said.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up so we can check it out.
Yeah, he said it makes the president look weak if they can't.
President would be blamed if there is a shutdown, and it's not going to be a horrible shutdown because, as you know, things will sort of keep.
Well, it was a partial shutdown, right?
If there is a shutdown, I think it would be a tremendously negative mark on the president of the United States. He's the one that has to get people together. The president would be.
Oh, exactly what I just said.
I'm sorry, that was in 2013 before everything that has gone on in this country.
Nancy, if it was 19,
I am not disagreeing. I am not disagreeing that he couldn't try to talk to him, but I guarantee you nobody is going to talk to Trump. They don't talk to Trump. Their constituents don't want them to talk to Trump. They don't want them to give in to Trump for anything.
Hold on. On September 20th, 2025, Democratic leaders Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries formally
went and met with him.
No, they didn't meet with them. They formally demanded a meeting with Donald Trump.
No, they met with him just before the shutdown, and they walked out of the White House without an agreement.
No. The White House. Hold on, let me finish. The White House scheduled a meeting later that week, but on September 23rd, Trump canceled it. So it was. You can't say they weren't trying to. Trump canceled that meeting.
Jen, look up your thing.
They went in at the end of September. It was just before the October 1st deadline. And they walked out without an agreement.
Right, but you just said, who said that the Democrats weren't trying to have a meeting with Trump?
Me.
And that's not true. They did.
No, what I'm not saying is that they don't want to meet with him. They don't want to agree with him. They don't want to give in to him. They don't want to compromise with him. They don't want to give him an inch because people, their constituencies, the people who vote for him, Chuck Schumer last time when he approved he got them to vote for the continuing resolution.
They met with him on September 30th.
But isn't a senator and a representative supposed to do what their constituents want?
Hold on. They said they were going to primary Chuck Schumer, the progressive part of the wing. Well, we're going to primary him. He did this. We're going to primary him. So if the constituencies don't want the government open, and I don't believe that's the case. I believe it was political pressure from other politicians, and Schumer wants to hold on to his job. Okay. And I'm not saying it's just Democrats who do that. Republicans do it too. But I mean, that's the nature of politics. He wants to hold on to his job. That's why he's not trying to get it done. Fetterman is. He's like, okay, let's do the passing resolution. I don't want to see people in my state go hungry.
You're right. I mean,
he blames the Democrats. He blames the Democrats, and he's a Democrat.
That man's not a Democrat.
That man he is.
Democrat for years. No, I know it says Democrat next to his name, but Fetterman is no Democrat.
Yes, he is. He votes 90% for the Democratic Party. 90%.
He's not a lefty.
He's not a progressive. He's not a lefty, and there is a difference.
There's a big difference. He's a moderate Democrat. He's what we need in this country, and I'm shocked that I'm saying that because I thought he was crazy when he first came out. But let me tell you what, whether it was the stroke that did it or he came to his senses or whatever, maybe he was talking shit just to get elected from the nut side, but he is a Democrat. He is not a Republican.
He is definitely a Democrat. He votes 90% with the Democrats.
Yes, he does.
90%. That's not being a Democrat. You may not be a lefty or a wild ass progressive, who I think are horrible, which I know you don't, but I think progressives are horrible. I think they're
They've done more damage to this
as
These,
bad as
these
the Tea
names you
Party.
guys have is
Worse
amazing.
even.
These names you guys have is amazing. Lefty, Rhino.
I don't.
I mean, all of it is just. I mean,
Progressives.
all
The far left progressives.
Oh my God!
It's how you distinguish who's what.
There's a big difference between a Democrat and a lefty and a Republican and a Rhino. I mean, it's crystal clear. You know,
What's a Rhino?
In the Rhino,
Republican in name only. Basically,
It's
what Rashawn's calling Fetterman as a Democrat in name only.
So
And it's not.
He's not Republican, right? A Rhino's a moderate Republican.
No wonder we don't.
No, a Rhino is not a moderate Republican.
Well, I do. I don't like the
Rhino
term
would be
Rhino.
John McCain.
He was a moderate Republican.
I don't.
He was not.
Republican.
He was
Oh my
not.
God. Yes,
I
he
don't
was
like
not.
the term rhino because I do think it was over. That was like a term by the Tea Party. That's like Rashawn calling Fetterman not a Democrat, calling him others a rhino, not a Republican.
John McCain wasn't a Republican.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
He would just would go. He would just go against.
Well, he was an independent, anyways, wasn't he? Wasn't he registered independent?
No.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought he was.
No.
And his daughter's a Republican too, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's more Republican than he was.
Yeah. All right. Well, go ahead, Sean.
Did we determine that the Democrats have the opportunity to end this shutdown and still have room for negotiation before the thing expires? Have we determined that yet?
Both parties have opportunities to stop the shutdown. It's not just the Democrats. Both parties do. It's on both parties.
Trump said he would meet with Democrats and discuss the healthcare subsidies if they would reopen the government. And that's not good enough for them.
That's Israel saying, "Hey, look, we're going to stop bombing you if you give up."
No, it isn't, because between him,
Come on.
no, between him, right now, I honestly think you're being stubborn. I honestly think you're being stubborn about it, because the fact is,
deliberately obtuse.
we offered if the Republicans offered a 4-week gap, all right, in order which to discuss it and go over it, and then you can re-shut down the government if we don't come to something. And that's 3 weeks before it expires. And Trump says, open government and we'll discuss it. I'm sorry, it's on the Democrats. It just is. Factually, take out your emotions. Factually, right now, it being closed right now is on the Democrats. And there's no getting around it. Trump said we'll discuss it. The Republicans said we'll do it for 4 weeks. We can debate it and see what we come up with. All right? And that's prior to it expiring. So if it doesn't work, then you can blame it on the Republicans if they don't give an inch. Okay? But right now, it's on the Democrats. And I don't see how you can say otherwise.
Where do you get this 4-week period to negotiate from? I'm just
You're the one who read it.
No, I didn't.
No, the Republicans gave them an option in that short-term funding bill that they
read it. You looked it up.
No, I said that the 7-week one was shut down. The one that didn't pass the House. But
no, when I asked about compromises, you looked it up, and
I said it, not him.
The 4 weeks.
Yes.
No, he read it out loud, like off the.
Well, it's on tape, so we'll find out. But what I'm saying is, I'm not seeing anything. Well, look it up, Jen. Do you see anything on your end?
Yeah, I mean, I read it. I read it.
Okay, read it again.
Read it again.
All right. It was the one that passed in the House, and it won't pass the Senate.
No, I'm talking about the one that Thune said in the Senate, what he was willing to do. I thought someone said Thune said something.
Yeah, he said he
I
was
didn't
willing
mention Thune's name.
to discuss healthcare after the government was open, but he didn't offer no 4 weeks.
Can you look it up again? Because I swear you read it.
I'm looking. Hold on. I gotta put my
Damn, I
glasses.
need a laptop. I feel so helpless not being able to look it up.
But my main thing is this, while we're just sitting here, is that, I feel like, the American people have got to stop fighting amongst ourselves because the government is here for us.
We're not going to resolve it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We can if we all stood together, but because we're fighting over crumbs, we're never going to have a seat at the table. We're fighting over things like immigrants and even though they're important even though they're important ideas. I mean, pro-life, pro-choice, all that kind of stuff. That's what they keep to divide us.
This was introduced in the House on September 16th. Continuing FY 2026 appropriations for federal agencies provides additional funding for security for federal officials and extends various expiring programs and authorities. Specifically, the bill provides continuing fiscal year 2026 appropriations to federal agencies through the earlier of November 21st, 2025, or the enactment of the applicable Appropriations Act. It is known as a continuing resolution and prevents a government shutdown that would otherwise occur if the fiscal year 2026 appropriations bills have not been enacted when fiscal year 2026 begins on October 1st, 2025. The CR funds most programs and activities at fiscal year 2025 levels, with several exceptions that provide funding flexibility and additional appropriations for various programs. For example, the CR provides additional funding for security for members of Congress, Supreme Court justices, and executive branch officials. It also authorized the District of Columbia to spend local funds at the rates included in its fiscal year 2026 local budget. In addition, the bill extends several expiring programs and authorities, including several public health, Medicare, Medicaid authorities, and various programs and authorities related to veterans, the U.S. Grain Standards Act, the Department of Agriculture Livestock Mandatory Price Reporting Program, several Department of Homeland Security programs related to cybersecurity, authorities for DHS and Department of Justice to take actions to mitigate a credible threat from an unmanned aircraft system, special assessment of non-indigent persons or entities convicted of certain offenses involving sexual abuse or human trafficking, authorities related to the Commodity Futures Trading Commission whistleblower program, and the Defense Production Act of 1950. And the Democrats would not vote for that, and that was extending healthcare.
So is that the 4 weeks or whatever
That's
you guys?
the 4 weeks. Yes.
That isn't the 4 weeks.
That's the 4 weeks.
Are you sure?
Yes, because they knew they were going to hit a shutdown on the 1st, and he introduced this. It's just November 25th.
I thought this came after the shutdown. I must be mistaken.
Mm-mm.
I swear I heard Rashawn say that. All right. Oh, I would.
So,
But we're gonna end it with that, folks.
All right. So nobody agrees.
Nah, we didn't come to an agreement.
All right.
But I mean,
Here's a confession I will give you, Chalo. I would like to see, although Jen said the president did say, end the shutdown and we can talk. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully
that's
by
all
the time this airs, it'll be over.
I know.
Probably not. I mean, I'm thinking it's going to take over number one.
You do for the period of time.
Yeah, I think it'll be number one. Yeah, for the time.
Well, I'm going to try to look.
You can't just like I was saying, like with him being the Dundada, you can't just say, well, I ain't doing this or I ain't doing that. You have to smooth things over both. This is the one situation where you can't be a Republican. You have to be everybody's president, you know, and that's the only way you're going to handle this. Trying to be on their side is not going to work.
I'm sorry, but doing what the Democrats want doesn't work either.
No. And
I
it's
mean,
not
I
fair.
didn't say he had to just do what they want, but what I'm trying to say is that bully ball is not going to work. I mean, you
And
have
they're
to know how to
bullying
negotiate
too.
with people, huh?
They won't negotiate. They want to stand firm on what they want. They want what they want. Period. That's what the Democrats do. They throw a fit until they get what they want.
Yeah.
They act like little children. They talk about Trump acting like a child, but he's over in Asia dealing with friggin' tariffs right now. So
I'm trying to look something up on my computer. Hold on.
Yeah,
If
Trump's
I
the
get it
greatest.
fast.
He
No, I
is
mean,
the greatest. I don't know what we do without him. Probably not being a shutdown, but I mean, whatever.
All
us
right,
out,
let's
Sean.
see. I'm just trying to see.
Take us out, Sean.
My
All right,
main
I
thing
can't-
is this. Oh, go ahead, Nancy, real quick.
I was going to say, I can't find you quick enough, but you go ahead.
Okay. I think that, what's happening now, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, the only people that's really going to hurt are the people. And that
Yep.
government is supposed to be for the people, by the people.
that's right.
And they aren't working for us.
And we can
Neither
all
is
agree on that.
Fire them all. I
So,
said that,
you
man.
know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's just a sad time. Kids are going to go hungry. People are gonna
And
go
that shouldn't happen. And that
That's
shouldn't
not-
happen.
Trump's going to make
We
sure
should-
that doesn't happen. He's going to get this tariff money and
Well,
put them
that-
in his programs.
And
So-
we should be angry, and we should be fighting for a better government. That's all I gotta say.
I agree. That's why you and me, brother.
That's the show, folks. We
So
are out of here.
okay.
All right, y'all.
All right.